Well, now that's a throw that very few quarterbacks can make, because he just feathered it out there where only Hinkle, as you said, could get to it. He ran under it, dove. Great athlete on the catching in, and that's a big play for the Hawkeyes.
As nice a pass as it was, that was all Ed Hinkle for the 6 points. Tate and Hinkle connected 4 times for 61 yards and took advantage of starting Cyclone right cornerback Ellis Hobbs' breather in the second quarter to outrun backup cornerback LaMarcus Hicks for the quarterback's only touchdown of the game, but it was big as the Hawks held on to beat the Cyclones 17-12. What names from the past? Babineau, Abdul Hodge, who's now the tight ends coach, huh?
Legendary names. A lot of guys that I was very lucky to play with and still have a ton of respect for.
Indeed. That's our Hawkeye historical winning moment. Thank you, Riverside Casino and Golf Resort, featuring Blue Top Ridge, a championship track just south of Iowa City. This is the Whiffles Hybrids Hawkeye Huddle. Whiffles is the only seed brand focused exclusively on corn. So what? At Whiffles, we don't worry about selling equipment, chemicals, fertilizers, or soybeans. We only worry about one thing. That's helping farmers produce the best possible corn crop. Because Whiffles wins when you do. So when you think corn, think Whiffles. We're thinking a lot about Whiffles and Iowa corn here today. Game sponsor of Iowa, Iowa State. Beautiful afternoon. The winds were gusting nasty earlier, but they've settled down now, and we're settling in for a big football game at Kenny. Coming up next, our chat with Hawkeye Athletic Director Beth Getz. This is Hawkeye Football from Learfield.
Hawk fans, be sure to visit and connect with the official local business partners of the Iowa Hawkeyes. The Hotel at Kirkwood Center, Iowa's premier luxury hotel. The Jill Armstrong team with Skogman Realty, the area's premier realtor. The Hotel at Kirkwood Center, a AAA 4-diamond luxury property located just a few minutes from the Eastern Iowa Airport and downtown Cedar Rapids. Whether you're visiting for business or pleasure, the hotel is happy to welcome you. To make reservations, visit thehotelatKirkwood.com or call 877-751-5111 for more information.
Despite the unshakable Iowa Corn-Cyhawk rivalry, there is one thing Iowa State and University of Iowa fans can both agree on: getting hyped for Unleaded 88. It's cleaner burning and better for your engine, and it's cheaper than other fuel options, making Unleaded 88 the clear fuel choice. If Iowa Corn-Cyhawk rivals can agree on it, you know it's worth the hype. So pump it up with Unleaded 88, grown by Iowa corn farmers.
Across Iowa, you don't have to look far to find a bank that's got your back. From just around the corner to the next town over, hundreds of neighborhood banks are going the distance to ensure your future looks brighter than ever. By providing jobs, supporting local businesses, strengthening communities, and helping your dreams become reality. Here, the life you build is backed by Iowa banks. See how banks are making a difference near you at iowabankers.com.
Not all internet is created equal. It's a lot like choosing a quarterback. Technically, you could sign up any new rookie provider on the block, but the success of every device in your home depends on it. Will they perform in the clutch, or will they buffer under pressure? Extreme provides the speed you need with a 100% gigabit technology network and amplified Wi-Fi. And unlike signing a quarterback, Extreme Internet requires no contracts. There's only one pick to lead your team. It's Extreme, powered by Mediacom.
Hey Iowa, it's George Kittle, tight end for the San Francisco 49ers and proud former Hawkeye. Life can throw unexpected hits, much like catching a pass over the middle. If you're facing struggles with drug or alcohol use, or even mental health challenges, take a time out and call Your Life Iowa. Just like my teammates are there for me, the Your Life Iowa team is there for you. Get 24/7 free resources or find treatment options at yourlifeiowa.org.
A message from Iowa HHS.
Glorious day for football. It's got a Big Ten atmosphere to it. Iowa State, of course. You can ratchet that up a couple notches as the Hawkeyes get ready to host the Cyclones in the renewal of this great interstate rivalry. Big day for Iowa Corn. We appreciate their sponsorship of what this rivalry has become the last few years with their endorsement. Meanwhile, Beth Getz is with us, Hawkeye Athletic Director. Each week she's sponsored by the Iowa City Area Sports Commission. The Iowa City Area Sports Commission, very involved, responsible for our community being home to countless amateur sporting events and state tournaments, from volleyball to wrestling, tennis, and much more. The Sports Commission generates significant annual economic impact while adding substantially to our quality of life. The Iowa City Area Sports Commission is a proud presenting sponsor of UI Women's Athletics. Learn more at wegotnext.org. You've experienced this Iowa State gig for a couple years now. It just doesn't get any better than this.
It absolutely doesn't. But actually, this is only my second one, and it's my first home football game.
That's right. We were in Ames last year.
I mean, I have heard so much about what this community is like and what Kenneck looks like on this day. But I tell you what, this exceeds even that. The enthusiasm around here. I mean, this is the real deal.
Well, last week was exciting enough, so you can take that times 3 or 4 about concerning what's about to happen today.
No doubt, and I am quite sure there are more than 70,000 people running around outside the stadium today. So, people have been trickling in since Thursday, and what an incredible environment. You just know why this is one of the best rivalry games in the country.
Anywhere. It's rare that you have 2 Division I schools within the same state from different conferences. Usually they're in the same league, and K-State, Kansas, USC, UCLA. That's not the case in Iowa. Why wouldn't we want to be different, right? But you're exactly right. I mean, the numbers get exaggerated, but whether it's here or in Ames, you got, I've heard 150,000 people come just to tailgate, and then most of them trickle downtown to the bars, which may be accurate. But either way, it's a glorious day regardless of the weather, and the weather's really nice. We thank the Iowa City Sports Commission for their sponsorship of your get-together here with us each week, Beth. They are a proud supporting sponsor of UI Women's Athletics, and that's where we dovetail to now to congratulate Coach Dave Diani on his 100th soccer win last week. They're out to a great start, 3-0-2.
They really are. We're just so lucky to have him. He's had an incredible career. I think he's one of the best tactical coaches I've ever been around. Obviously, in a sport I know a lot about, but he's just incredible. So fun to honor him, and his team is really off to a good start. They're playing well. They've got some, great returners, and they've got some freshmen that are catching some attention. So they've been fun.
He's always got freshmen that are multiple Big Ten Players of the Week, or they're leading the team in goals. I mean, recruiting is the lifeblood of any program, and he's one of the best.
He definitely is, and they just enjoy playing for him, and you can tell they enjoy playing for each other. But if the freshmen were supposed to ease into this, somebody forgot to tell a few of them. But they've got a great season ahead of them, and we're excited for them.
They're on a roll, and keep it up, Coach Dave. Volleyball hosting a big invitational this weekend out at the Extreme Arena in Coralville. I saw some of the Delaware girls at the hotel yesterday, and they're fired up. They love coming to communities like Iowa City, playing teams like Iowa.
Yeah, they really do, and as we all know what volleyball is like in the Big Ten, and really excited about some of the talent that Coach Barnes has on the team this year. And first homestand's always a fun one. Extreme does a great job. It's a great venue for volleyball. We do gymnastics there as well, so it's a popular sport right now. It's competing across the country for eyeballs and fun to be a part of. And
Coach Barnes will elevate that Hawkeye program more and more going forward. Of course, field hockey, well established. One of the great programs in all of college field hockey are the Iowa Hawkeyes, and they got going this weekend.
They do. They keep that high level of standard and competition. They've had it for years, obviously going back to Dr. Grant. But I like to joke since I've been here about who are the most competitive people on campus, and I got 2 that are neck and neck most days, and it's Tom Brands and Lisa Zalucci, and that's saying something, as we both know. But she's done just a tremendous job with that program. Has so much pride in it, having worn that Hawkeye uniform as well. But got a talented group, and they're going to keep competing each and every week. Well, thanks for stopping by. It's always a special get-together when you drop by the broadcast booth. Now let's go beat the Cyclones. Let's do it. Pressure's on. Go Hawks. Thanks, Beth. That's Beth Getz, courtesy of the Iowa City Area Sports Commission. This is the Wiffles Hybrids Hawkeye Huddle, and when you plant Wiffles, you're not just choosing superior seed corn. You're making a statement. That statement says, stay independent, stay family-owned. It means something on your farm.
So make your choice, plant your independence, plant Wiffles. Up next, we'll hear from Iowa State head coach Matt Campbell on our Wiffles Hybrids Hawkeye Huddle. This is Hawkeye football from Learfield.
Hey Hawkeyes, this is Kirk Ferentz. My players know that success on and off the field requires a strong work ethic with a focus on improvement. Our players share the drive and determination of Iowa farm families, and that's why we're proud to wear the America Needs Farmers logo on our helmets. Please join the Hawkeyes and the Iowa Farm Bureau as we celebrate farmers during ANF Game Day on October 12th. For more information and to win game day tickets, visit americaneedsfarmers.org.
Hawkeye fans, gear up for game day with Big Grove. As an official craft brewery of the Iowa Hawkeyes, we're excited to bring you the ultimate game-watching experience. Sip on our fan favorites, Easy Eddie and Citrus Surfer, while cheering on the Hawks. Can't make it to the stadium? No worries. Join us at any of our 4 Iowa locations in Iowa City, Cedar Rapids, Des Moines, and Solon. Big Grove Brewery, your official watch party headquarters of the Hawkeyes. Big Grove Brewery, an official craft brewery of the Iowa Hawkeyes.
COVID-19 cases are on the rise, and peak flu season is almost here. Save time and get the updated COVID-19 vaccine and your flu shot at the same time at Hy-Vee. Schedule your updated COVID-19 vaccine and flu shot online today, or just stop by any Hy-Vee pharmacy whenever it's convenient for you. No appointment necessary. Plus, when you get your flu shot at Hy-Vee, earn a 20-cent fuel saver. Your Hy-Vee pharmacy is here to help you and your family stay healthy. Some restrictions apply.
Iowa, George Kittle here, tight end for the San Francisco 49ers and proud former Hawkeye. I've teamed up with Your Life Iowa to encourage parents to talk to their kids about the dangers of opioids and drug use. Teens and young adults may experience peer pressure to use someone else's prescription medication, buy pills online, or even try illicit substances. These decisions put their lives at risk because the pills could be fake or even contain fentanyl, a potentially deadly drug. This is George Kittle reminding Iowans to talk to your kids about the risks of opioids and drug use.
A message from Iowa HHS.
This is the Wiffles Hybrids Hawkeye Huddle. Wiffles Hybrids, quite possibly the best hybrids you can buy. This is Hawkeye football from Learfield.
Are aches, pains, or injuries keeping you on the sidelines? At Athletico, our movement experts are here to help you turn your setbacks into comebacks and create a personalized game plan for your recovery. With no prescription or referral needed, Athletico Physical Therapy is where your comeback story begins. Get started today by scheduling a free assessment at athletico.com. Proud partner of the Iowa Hawkeyes.
Cedar Ridge Distillery continues to be the home of Iowa's favorite bourbon with the original 86 bourbon whiskey. Not only is it always made with Iowa corn, but we let Iowa put its own stamp on the whiskey by aging it in non-climate controlled rickhouses. Make your next drink with Iowa's favorite, the original 86 bourbon by Cedar Ridge. Learn more at cedarridgedistillery.com. Cedar Ridge Distillery, Swisher, Iowa. Please drink responsibly.
Welcome back to Kinnick Stadium. Our coverage continues of Iowa State football. We'll hear from Iowa State Cyclone head coach Matt Campbell next. Temperature expected to be between 65 and 70 with no rain expected. Winds not a factor, west-northwest at 7 to 10 miles an hour. A near perfect day for the renewal of this in-state rivalry. Cenex is proud to celebrate University of Iowa football. Fuel your fandom with your favorite snacks from your local Cenex station. Hawkeye Pride, powered locally. Iowa State coach Matt Campbell started his 9th year in Ames last week, guiding the Cyclones to a 21-3 victory over North Dakota. Redshirt sophomore quarterback Rocco Beck targeted star wide receivers Jalen Noel and Jaden Higgins 13 times with 13 completions for 210 yards and 2 touchdowns. How aggressive does the game plan get today with the 21st ranked Hawkeyes and that stout defense in a sold-out Kinnick Stadium? Campbell says it's a delicate balancing act.
It's our first road game of the year, which I think is, if we want to be the team that we want to be at the end of the football season, you got to win on the road. And, I think we started to learn how to, as a young football team last year, by the midpoint to the end of the season, we really learned what it takes and what are some of the things that you have to do when you play on the road that are different than playing at home. So, you're going into a hostile environment. Obviously, you're going into a game that has a lot of hype around it from the outside. And, the ability to block that out and the ability to understand that to win on the road, it's going to be about those precision and detail moments. It's going to be about, playing our style of football. And can you do that against a really good opponent? And I think that's the beauty of playing a big game like this early in the football season, because you hope you're continuing to play big football games as the season goes on. And, the ability to be able to teach and learn and grow from that, I think it's huge. And like I said, I think so many of our young guys got that experience a little bit in this game a year ago to understand what that feels like, what this game can bring to the table, and how do you navigate it? What did we do really well last year? What didn't we do well? And then obviously, how do we move ourselves forward?
Defensively, the Cyclones are without their linebacking leader, Caleb Bacon, who suffered a lower leg injury last week and underwent surgery. Campbell hopes to have Bacon back before the end of the year. The coach mentioned there's still plenty of experience in the room.
You got Jack Sadowski started every game last year. Cooper Evil played a ton of football for us as a young freshman a year ago. Really from our standpoint, there's guys that have played a lot of football there that we need to continue to play. John Klosterman played really good in the football game, played a lot for us last year in a lot of different situations. So I still look at that group, and even from the game itself, I thought as the game went, that group settled in. We tried to be aggressive with that group early on and do some different things. But I think as the group went in, Zach Lovett played a pretty good football game as the game went on. And so I think they just settled in and played what their roles were. But, again, youth. But I'm really optimistic about what that group's got the ability to be and certainly continue to become.
Last week, Iowa's defense allowed 189 yards of total offense, forced 3 turnovers, and pitched its first season-opening shutout since 2005. Tackled Aaron Graves registered 3 of the 4 Hawkeye sacks. Matt Campbell says little else matters if you don't protect the football.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for, Rocco in general is having at least a baseline understanding, because you're going against our defense in all of fall camp, to making a big shift to certainly a different style of defense. And, I think that shift is something that, having that year of experience and seeing not only that defense from Iowa, but seeing it from multiple different teams we played last year, it certainly allows you to have confidence to know, man, what are my answers? What are the challenges this defense can present? How do I do a great job taking care of the football? What do all those things look like and feel like? So I definitely see that as a positive, again, at that position where you're handling the football at all times. I think critically important. What they do such an incredible job of is, they know who they are defensively. They have answers to, when it gets put in conflict, how to create an answer to, the conflict that gets created. And that comes with great experience and honestly, great fundamental and detail.
The Cyclone defense notched 3 sacks and 6 tackles for loss and won the turnover battle with North Dakota thanks to safety Bo Freeler's third-quarter interception. Quarterback Cade McNamara is well aware of how solid that Cyclone secondary is. No one gets you closer to the game than Sirius XM Big Ten Radio. Tune in for news, talk, and analysis from the offseason through the regular season and into the postseason. We've got your team covered anywhere you go. Get a free trial at SiriusXM.com/Big Ten Radio 2024. The University of Iowa Sports Medicine Injury Update with Rob Brooks is next. You're listening to the Wiffles Hybrids Hawkeye Huddle. And this is Hawkeye Football from Learfield.
It takes hard work to be the best in the game. Planning, commitment, resilience, sweat. That's why Old Dominion Freight Line, the #1 national LTL carrier for quality, works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in theirs. Old Dominion Freight Line, official freight carrier of Iowa Athletics, helping the world keep promises.
In the heartland, where ambition thrives, there are those who are made and those who are made for more. Just like the Hawkeyes on game day, Kloss, a leading producer of ag equipment, unleashes the power of ambition in the field. Discover why our cutting-edge machinery and unwavering support aren't just a promise, they're a commitment to your success. Because at Kloss, we know you are made for more. Visit your Kloss dealer or CLAAS.com.
Preparation is the key to success on game day. And like your favorite Hawkeyes on the field, you need to be ready right from the opening kickoff. Cenex has your pregame routine covered. We've got your salty snacks, your sweet treats, ice-cold beverages to wash them down, and fresh tanks of propane to fire up the grill. Fuel your fandom at your local Cenex station. Hawkeye Pride, powered locally.
The silly moments, the proud moments, even the hard moments. They're what make life remarkable. And they're why Wellmark Blue Cross and Blue Shield is here for every moment. Committed to making healthcare better, more affordable, with more choices for care. And service and coverage that give you peace of mind no matter what comes your way. So you can show up for every tender moment, every brave moment, and every wouldn't miss it for the world moment, knowing that Blue is here for you. Go to Wellmark.com/every moment to find a plan right for you.
This is the Wiffles Hybrids Hawkeye Huddle. Wiffles Hybrids, 100% seed corn, 0% bull. This is Hawkeye football from Learfield.
It's a win-win this season at Buffalo Wild Wings. With any Hawkeye victory, you win 6 free boneless or traditional wings at a B-Dubs near you. So join us for all your favorite game day food and drinks, wall-to-wall TVs, and a crowd cheering on the black and gold. And of course, 6 free wings for a Hawkeye victory. Go Hawks. Only valid at Iowa locations. Rules and restrictions apply. Visit HawkeyeSports.com/BWW for more information.
Hey Hawks, Nick Jackson here. Now's your chance to make a difference. Join the Swarm today and partner with Iowa student athletes like me to support charities throughout Iowa. Learn more at iowaswarm.com. Let's make a difference, Hawkeye Nation.
Facing a criminal charge or complicated family law situation, Carr Law Firm has the trial experts you need. As experienced trial attorneys, we understand how much is on the line. Go to carlawiowa.com for a free consultation. That's Carr with 2 R's, lawiowa.com.
Welcome to the sideline at Kinnick Stadium as the Hawkeyes come out of the tunnel once again to start another segment of the pregame warm-ups as we get ready for Iowa and Iowa State. This is the University of Iowa Sports Medicine Injury Update with Dr. Brian Wolf. We'll get to the Hawkeye injuries. Hopefully a lot of good news coming as we talk about our topic today. And Brian, let's talk about stingers. We hear the word. You can kind of visualize a player coming off the field with one. What is the injury?
Yeah, so a stinger is kind of a layman's term for, a little stretching injury to the nerves as they come out of the neck and kind of across the top of the shoulder area by your collarbone. And it can be that things got pinched or it can be that there's been some stretching. And it usually relates to how the player got hit with their head. Usually their head kind of gets hit and they get jerked back. And so there's some stretching and even some pinching sometimes that leads to, some temporary tingling or numbness or even weakness down into their arm.
But typically a player can get back into the game, not really a long-term injury?
Well, it really depends on the severity. So, we don't let them go back in unless they have all of their strength back. And we do some examination of their neck to make sure that we aren't concerned that there could be anything else going on more serious. But they're relatively common, and the typical scenario is you see somebody kind of coming off, shaking their arm, and 5-10 minutes later, as long as their strength and feeling is all normal, we'll let them attempt it. But it is one of those things that can kind of pile up. So if it's happening over and over, we're going to cut it off and let things rest and get better.
Well, this place is ready to go, isn't it?
It's hopping for sure. Yeah.
Dr. Brian Wolf on the University of Iowa Sports Medicine Injury Update. And for the Hawkeyes, thankfully got out of last week in pretty good shape. Seth Anderson, wide receiver who did not play last week, will not play against Iowa State today. Still dealing with a leg injury. Is hopeful for next week against Troy. Also linebacker Jaden Montgomery, who has played on some special teams, gave it a go last week, will not play today. Unrelated to an injury, Jazz Patterson, Hawkeye running back, is dressed today after not playing last week due to a coach's decision. For Iowa State, we'll kind of focus in on the linebackers. As Iowa had a very good camp injury-wise, Iowa State had numerous injuries, and many of those are still taking place. But the big news last week for the Cyclones, and really at that linebacker position, Caleb Bacon, outstanding player for the Cyclones, a lower leg injury against North Dakota, will not play for several weeks. And that's 40 starts and 60 career tackles out of the Iowa State lineup. Also, linebacker Will McLaughlin will not play. He's got 30 career starts. He is week to week, but Iowa State does get back their Sam linebacker in Cale Brazina, who did not play last week and looks like he will move over to that middle linebacker spot and start today. We'll be back with the field conditions report, but first let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to Iowa Hawkeye Football. Today's field conditions report is brought to you by your Iowa Kubota dealers like Capital City Kubota in Des Moines. Well, the field turf was clean this week, and that really happens like dragging an infield, and is certainly in great shape and ready to roll today. The end zone's painted in black. The north end zone has the block Iowa in gold letters. The south Hawkeyes also painted in gold on a Chamber of Commerce afternoon at Kinnick. At Kubota, we want to help you deliver a job done right, and that's why we want you to know that the new Kubota inventory is arriving every day. You have work to do, and we have the reliable, durable, and versatile lineup to help you do it. You can visit your local Kubota dealer today for all of your equipment needs. To experience the power of Kubota, visit Capital City Kubota in Des Moines. Coming up next, Gary Dolphin with Iowa head coach Kirk Ferentz. This is the Wiffles Hybrids Hawkeye Huddle, and this is Iowa Hawkeye football from Learfield.
Hi, I'm Gary Dolphin, and if you want your home to be exceptionally comfortable during these cold Iowa winters and hot, humid summers, you need to turn to Dave Lennox and your local Lennox home comfort specialist. Lennox has been serving Iowa consumers since 1895, when Dave Lennox built his first furnace in Marshalltown, and Lennox is still building its high-efficiency furnaces and air conditioners there today. For the best home comfort system you can buy, it's Lennox and your local Lennox dealer. Lennox and the Hawkeyes. Now there's a winning combination.
This is John.
Hey, my name is John Jackson.
He's not some actor. He's a steward of the land with a John Deere 3 Series tractor and a PTO Quick Connect that hooks up rear implements with a single click. John runs with us because to him, there's nothing more important than connecting with the land. Nothing runs like a Deere. Hear John's story at Deere.com.
Stop by your local John Deere dealer for a test drive today or learn more at Deere.com. Your Iowa John Deere dealers, proud sponsors of Hawkeye football.
How do you become America's best-selling brand? Let's break it down. Innovative tech means smarter and safer driving. Intelligent all-wheel drive will keep you ready for anything. And built Ford tough trucks will always get the job done. Plus, come into your local Ford store today and get super low APR financing, big cash back, and great lease offers on Ford's full line of cars, trucks, and SUVs. That's Ford, and that's how you become America's best-selling brand. Sales claim based on calendar year sales.
Get a great deal on select Kubota equipment. The BX Series is the #1 selling subcompact tractor in the U.S. The versatile lineup is built to help you make the most of your land. Right now at participating dealers, get a Kubota compact tractor for $0 down, 0% APR for up to 60 months. Plus, save up to $1,500 on select equipment. Now through September 30th, see us or go to KubotaUSA.com/disclaimers for full disclaimer.
Check out Kubota's winning lineup. Visit KubotaUSA.com to find your local dealer.
This is the Wiffles Hybrids Hawkeye Huddle. Wiffles Hybrids, fiercely independent since 1946. This is Hawkeye football from Learfield.
Every day, you're out there, up before the sun, and pushing forward before the chaos of the day settles in. At Great Southern, we're right there with you because we understand the need for trusted support. Having a team that is seasoned, agile, ready, an award-winning team that knows their customers personally and is behind them at every step. There to assist you, inspire you, and echo your inner dialogue in those quiet moments. Keep going. Whether you're getting ready to meet the day or working on something big, we're your team. Great Southern Bank, understanding what really matters. Member FDIC.
Treat yourself to one of our award-winning entrees at the Machine Shed. Come get your hands around one of our famous pork tenderloins, our most popular sandwich, served either deep-fried golden brown or unbreaded and grilled. Or try our roasted stuffed Iowa chop that is stuffed with a warm apple raisin dressing and glazed with an apple whiskey sauce. Trust me, you won't regret it. This is Jeff Grunder, and we can't wait to have you over for dinner at the Machine Shed.
I-80 and Hickman Road, Urbandale, and I-80 and Northwest Boulevard, Davenport.
Hundreds of noses will be pressed up against the window panes across the way at Children's Hospital this afternoon. They know that it is Iowa State. Welcome back to our pregame coverage courtesy of Wiffles Hybrids. Kirk Ferentz is sponsored by Holganics. Holganics Midwest. Do you have Holganics in your farming game plan? Holganics Bio 800-plus products are enriched with soil microbes to build soil health and increase your yield. Soil nourishing, root stimulating. That's Holganics Midwest. Go to Holganics, that's Holganix, HolganicsMidwest.com for more information. Well, upon review, Coach Ferentz was proud of the effort given by his guys a week ago in the victory over Illinois State. They played through some bumps in the road, indeed, most notably the penalty flags in the first half, but the second half was much better. Coach Ferentz said he could see the composure in his guys as Iowa scored on 5 of 6 possessions, sparked by the engineering of quarterback Cade McNamara, the running game led by Caleb Johnson, and the arrival of freshman from Rock Rapids, Reese Vanderzee, who caught a couple touchdown passes.
You know, he's a guy that we really had high hopes for and thought maybe he would have an opportunity to help us this year and compete. But you never know till you watch a guy for 4 weeks. And every day he was out there, he just did a good job, solid. Doesn't get real high or low with anything, and works hard, makes improvement and, corrections from whatever he does the day before. And just really has a great attitude. And so it was really good to see him out there perform the way he did. I'm watching from afar, but it didn't look like it was too big for him. And made some really aggressive plays too, which was really good to see. So we're really thrilled about his start.
You had to breathe a sigh of relief or enjoy watching Cade McNamara, especially in the second half. Once the penalty flags got eliminated, I was really impressed with his pocket presence, his sensing of blindside pressure. He really moved around well and spread the ball around.
Yeah, it was really good to see. And first half, you can't say as much. I think he was pressing a little bit and maybe got in a hurry and, did some things at times that didn't help himself or his situation. But I agree with you. I think in the second half, he looked very comfortable. He was really doing a lot of good things out there. And, quite frankly, it looked like the first time he's looked like that since 21 when he was playing healthy for Michigan. So it was really good to see him play with confidence and just kind of play with composure. And it looked like he's, enjoying it, too. I couldn't tell. I'm not standing there, but it looked like he's enjoying things. And, that's the way it works when you get a little confidence and get into a rhythm.
Defense did what it always seems to do. That is force turnovers. Caden with a great punt return, called back by penalty, but that doesn't nullify what he did. And I guess the point is you really did play complementary football.
Yeah, I think Caden really did a nice job. He was aggressive in the punt return game, and to your point, the defense did their usual great job. They really minimized the rushing game and did a good job, in the pass versus the pass, and came up with a takeaway. And then on top of it, I think, you mentioned the penalty. That was a big part of the first half, too. And you talk about offensive football. It's hard when just false starts, obviously a holding penalty, those kinds of things. Pretty much, they're not necessarily drive killers, but they make the odds a lot tougher. Mm-hmm. So it's hard to have good sustained offensive play when you have penalties. It was really reminiscent of our first scrimmage back on Kids Day in August, and we had a bunch of penalties that day. So it was good to see in the second half us eliminate those. I think we had 1 for 5 in the second half, and everything just kind of came together. So it was really, really good to see that, and hopefully that'll carry over into this game.
Yeah, indeed, and today's a different animal with the Cyclones. They're always tough on defense, physical. They're veteran. They got a great secondary. Let's start with their defense. What concerns you about this Iowa State outfit this year?
Yeah, really, since Coach Campbell showed up, I mean, they've been a good defensive football team, especially, once they got through the first year. John Haycock, the defensive coordinator, has really done a nice job there, and they've been good each and every year. And I think, if you look at them, they're big guys up front, and they crowd the line a little bit with their linebackers. Usually one or two guys in the box, but they're a little bit different in that they play with three safeties. And usually one of those safeties, you're not sure which one's going to show up in there as a linebacker-type player. And I would have to start number 17. He to me is like their, the leader of their defensive football team. Really good player and very, very active. So we're going to have to be able to account for him today to have a chance to move the ball.
Offensively, Rocco Brecht, his first full season as a starter, he really flashed last year. They've got they're deep at running back, led by Sama, and you were mentioning those receivers. They target him 13 times last week, 13 receptions.
Yeah, so, I mean, let's start with the quarterback, and also I'd throw the tight end and the freshman tight end. But the quarterback, that was his second game last year. I was just really impressed with his poise for being a young player. Just the way I thought he did a really nice job of control-wise. And now, he's a veteran. He's played an entire season. So he's a good player, good thrower, and they've got good guys to throw it to. And the tight end I referenced was a true freshman last year, and I thought he made some really big plays, tough plays against us last year. So, there are two players on the interior that, you really got to be concerned about. Then the receiver core, they have three really good receivers. Two of them are carryovers, and one guy they picked up from North Dakota State. Good size, good run after catch ability, and, they're a threat when they, and they'll throw the ball down the field. They can go up and get it, and they've got that size advantage with guys on the outside. So it's a real challenge to defend them.
That would be senior 6'4" Jaden Higgins, an all Big 12 performer. He caught 5 passes last week. And Jalen Noel, who grabbed 8, each with a touchdown from quarterback Rocco Brecht, who was precise to say the least, with 20 completions and 26 attempts for 267 yards. Thanks to Kirk Ferentz. He's sponsored by Holganics Midwest. As a full-service Yamaha golf car distributor, Harris Golf Cars has one of the largest inventories of new and used golf cars and utility vehicles in the Midwest. And Harris Golf Cars offers the best variety of sales and service with a huge parts inventory and service for all brands. Harris Golf Cars, located in Iowa, Illinois, Wisconsin, and Nebraska. And our sincere sympathies to the Harris family. We lost the patriarch of Harris Golf Cars, Terry Harris, a couple of weeks back. Well, Pat Anger is frothing at the mouth. He's ready to go. He's up next with his keys to the game. The Wiffles Hybrids Hawkeye Huddle rolls on after this. This is Hawkeye Football from Learfield.